beauties, get in here. We're gonna talk about my favorites for 2024. I had a lot of products that I kept reaching for all year, and I was like, you know what, this is something so basic to me, but maybe the next person hasn't even considered it. So to get started, I am gonna go ahead with skincare. And well, first of all, disclaimer, you don't need any of these things, but some of them do kind of make your life easier, make you feel prettier, and make you look a little bit prettier as well. And the first one I thought was so unnecessary, but it's gonna be these facial sponges. And I bought a pack of 120, so that's gonna last me for 4 months if I use one a day. And sometimes I don't wash my face with them, but so what I do is I go in with an oil-based cleanser and I use my hands to take off my makeup or take off my sunscreen if I'm not wearing makeup that day. And after that, I use the facial sponge with a foaming cleanser, and then I just go in and make sure that I got everything. So this is my form of like double cleansing for the face. And when I tell you, I love it. And I think my skin has cleared up a lot over the past few months. I've dealt with acne for as long as I can remember, so I don't really get pimples like that. And I think it's because I'm making sure that my face is thoroughly cleaned with the facial sponges. And really like that, I always make sure I buy a pack of 120 because it seems like they go quick, even though I only use one a day. In the morning I don't double cleanse, I only do that at night, but we'll definitely purchase again. The second one is going to be this Snail Mucin by CosRx, and I've actually had this product for probably more than a year, and I never used it because it's kind of a hassle getting it out of the product because it's slimy, and I'm not sure what mucin is, but it reminds me of mucus, and it's just gross. So you have to thoroughly wash your hands after you use it. It's not the same thing as like a moisturizer that you can just blend in and then rub the excess from your hands into your hands. I don't do that with my Snail Mucin. You probably can because it does dry down, but I like to use this for slugging. And if you don't know, slugging is a form of like extra hydration for the skin. You typically do this at nighttime, so what you would do is cleanse your skin, use any serums if that's what you're doing, and then use the moisturizer, like a regular gel-based moisturizer, and then you would slug on top. So slugging, you can do it with the CeraVe ointment, but I personally really enjoy this Snail Mucin, and it makes my skin feel very hydrated. Like, I don't think I've heard of people talking about their skin barrier being damaged. I don't think I have that issue, as well as I don't really experience dryness. Sometimes I have it in this area, but with the Snail Mucin I don't really deal with that. And then in the morning I do make sure that I wash my face more thoroughly than when I don't slug. And I also have this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched primer. I have it right, this one part I do actually have near me, and Vitamin Enriched base, and this is very pricey. This is the mini size, I believe. I bought this when Ulta was doing their like buy one get one minis. They have like very random sales, which is why I'm always team Ulta. But I ended up really liking this. It is a thicker base. I do have oily skin, but I find that the way to deal with oily skin is not to dry it out. It's actually to moisturize it in a different way. And so what I do is use this Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched primer, and then today I have on like a matte foundation, and then the powder's on top, so everything will kind of balance out. This is a luxurious product, hence the price tag. So if I did buy this again, it would definitely be a little treat, you know, when you want to treat yourself. And in turn of me running out of that, I purchased the Danessa Myricks beauty balm. I find that they're similar products, and this one is cheaper. This is not one of my favorites for the year. I do like it, but I just can't call it a favorite just yet. I have been using it, but I kind of use a lot. I don't know if y'all want to see. You can tell I do kind of, I'm in here. It's not one of the favorites, but if you don't want to buy the Bobbi Brown, this is a good alternative. Not gonna call it a dupe because they're very different products, but used in the same way. Moving on to, I guess, I don't know if this is like makeup or if it's skincare, but I have this brow tint that I've been using every like 2 or 3 weeks when I want to give my face like a little refresh. And it's super easy. So it comes with a little powder, and then it comes with developer, and what you do is you just like let it sit on your brows for 30 minutes to an hour, and then it gives your brows like a little pop, because my brows are thick but they're not particularly dark like my hair is, and the tint, it's just like a way to like beautify yourself. I've actually paid for this before from the threading salon, and I like the way they do it, but it's like no matter how many times I tell them that I don't want it dark at the front, they still do it anyway. And I had like a little thing where the girl was being rude to me, and I'm like, you know what, I'm a paying customer and what you're doing is really not that hard, so this is something I'm gonna do myself at home. Yeah, very simple, very easy, and I think that it came with like 12 capsules, and I wanted to this lasted me all year, mostly because I just don't do it all the time. It's to be extra, but it did last me a long time, and the developer worked really well. I have this e.l.f. Camo Blush. I have this on right now, actually, and the shade is Coral Crush. Girl, they go really well together. I think that whenever you want your makeup to look more luxe or professional, or like I know some people are not really into makeup, if you want to get into it, what you need is, if you're using a cream-based product, I'm gonna call this a cream base even though it's liquid, like, you get what I mean, you're gonna want to go in with a powder to like pair it with. Same thing for like when you do concealer, you're gonna need a powder to go on top. If you do contour, you're gonna need a bronzer to go on top. You get where I'm going with this? But I'm saying that this Camo Blush is one of my favorites because it looked cute in the winter, it looked cute in the summer. I know you can't really tell, but I am kind of scraping the sides on this. I'm kind of scraping the sides on this, and I'm surprised because it takes a long time to go through liquid blush. So that just shows you how much I really enjoyed this. And I did try a different color, and it looked like a bruise on me. So be mindful. It was like a mauvey type of color, and it wasn't blending in with like my brown. For my hair, I started making natural hair videos last year, and it has improved like my whole wash experience altogether, and I'm talking about the Tangle Teezer. So what I do is I just use it, I slide my hand in, and then I go in and massage my scalp, because there is really like no better feeling than having your hair washed. And when you do it at home, sometimes it's kind of hard to get in there because my hair is kind of thicker, and my nails, like, I know that they look pointed. They're really, nails are not tools, you know, you don't want to apply too much pressure on them, so they're not for that purpose. But you know, anyway, so I use the Tangle Teezer to massage my scalp. Good for hair growth as well. I want to talk about this Cecred Hydrating Shampoo. If I had not been making my natural hair videos, I think I still would notice the difference in my hair. And what I mean by that is, in the videos I can see that the shampoo has like a really nice lather, that a little bit of product goes a long way and everything like that, but it also makes my hair not feel dry. I mean, it is a hydrating shampoo, mind you, but it makes my hair feel just much nicer than anything else I've ever tried before, because I have used, before Cecred, I was just buying stuff based off of really the name and the price at the beauty supply store. But hair deserves as much intention as anything else, and I like what Cecred's doing over there. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the braid gel first, and I used that to braid my hair this time, and the braid gel just works really good with my hair. I think that it allows me to braid more neatly, neater. You know what I'm trying to say. It just helps the braids be neater, and less like effort from you. I feel like stitch braids were not popular into the last few years, but if you want to do stitch braids, you're gonna need to use the braid gel, and I like this braid gel in particular. These last two items are actually like, they came through in the third and fourth quarter. I'm gonna say the fourth quarter actually. And one of them is this TGIN Miracle Styling Ayurvedic Hair and Scalp Oil. And it says it has no sulfates, parabens, lanolin, petroleum, mineral oil, artificial color, or animal testing, and it's a neem oil. My hairstylist was telling me that I need to be moisturizing my hair more like in between days. So every like 2 or 3 days, I kind of like go in and just do that. And this oil dries, so it doesn't make your, I mean, if you're wearing your hair straight, it'll make your hair more oily, but I don't see like a major difference. And when I take my braids down, my hair never feels dry, so really like that. I also bought the African Pride pre-poo because I made a video talking about my 4C hair not growing, and people were complaining about the way I was detangling my hair. They said that I need to try this pre-poo, and when I tell you this is the cheat code, I don't want to hear anybody complaining about how their hair is unmanageable if they don't try new products. But the pre-poo, it's actually similar to the Snail mucin product in the way that it's kind of like slimy, but it's good for loosening up the curl and just getting that brush in so that you can detangle. And it's called pre-poo because you're gonna pre-shampoo your hair with it. It is a thicker product, so you're gonna want to make sure that you wash your hair at least 2 times, if not clarify, after using it. But I really like it. It's made the detangling process so much easier. I have another product. I'm gonna call this body care, I guess. I mostly use it on my hands and like problem areas, but it's this La Poche-Rosé Eczema Soothing Relief Cream, and it's a colloidal oatmeal skin protectant. If you have eczema, you know that colloidal oatmeal is that ingredient that you want to be looking for. I don't have eczema, but I do have dry skin, and sometimes I will have dry spots on my body. And I really love this. I feel like it has made such a big difference on my hands, and for some reason I have a dry spot on my back, and I'll use this, and if I don't use it for like 2 or 3 days, the dry spot has gotten worse. So I love this product really bad. They need to put it in like a big jar so I could use it because this ain't enough. And I also have the CeraVe Salicylic Acid Cream. Love this down. I think I've been through like 6 or 7 bottles of this throughout the whole year, and it's a lot in there. What I love about it is that it's very moisturizing, but it doesn't have any of that like frilly stuff. Like there's no scent. It's not going to leave you like super shiny or anything like that, but it gets the job done. And if I go a day where I don't moisturize or anything like that, I won't be ashy for that day. It's, I don't know, really nothing like it in my opinion. An honorable mention, I want to talk about a book that I read that I really enjoyed. It's called Indigo by Beverly Jenkins. And Beverly Jenkins is an author that writes specifically Black stories, but she doesn't include like trauma or pain or anything like that, and she writes historical fiction. So in the book, I'm gonna try not to give too much away because the way I describe things, it's like full of spoilers. But in the book, it's set in, hold on, let me look. So the time period is set pre-Civil War, and it's a historical fictional romance. I'm not gonna read through the bio, but I'm telling you, because it's just like a spoiler. I read it with no background. I kind of want you to as well. It is based off of the main character. Her name is Hester Wyatt, and she is a freed slave, and her house is a part of one of the Underground Railroad. It's a stop for the Underground Railroad, and the person that ends up coming to her house ends up being a conductor for the Underground Railroad. So I'm not going to read the bio for you because I had no background information, but I will tell you that it's a historical fictional romance, and the woman is an independent woman during this pre-Civil War time, which is kind of unheard of, and she ends up falling in love with the French man. You know, that story speaks to my soul. I won't tell you why, but I'm gonna put the bio on the screen. You can pause to read if you want to, and just go ahead and read that. We're gonna start reading more books in 2025. I think I read like 32 last year. My goal for this year is 50. Leave your recommendations down in the description, not in the description, in the comments. I am reading them. I'm always reading them. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.